Hey Norma, how you doing? Okay, I was reading your writing, everything making really good sense. And thank you very much for including your writing. It really helps me to determine where you're at in terms of understanding the objectives and the outcomes of the assignment. So this is great. Thank you so much. Let's jump right over it. Hey, Norma, this is a nice looking ad. I think you're doing a really nice job here. I've got a couple of recommendations, and since you have submitted the let me see. It looks like you got some layers left. Let's unlock those. I'm going to remove that guy. Since you included your Adobe Illustrator file, I think this is great because I'll be able to do some things here. So one of the things I'm seeing here is I think that this is nice. I think this is nice, but some of your type is really large and it's really super densely packed with no real attention to cadence and grouping. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a couple of things. I think the text body copy is just enormous, and I think that's really creating this densely packed type over here. I think we can do a better job of establishing good spatial relationships in terms of the sizes and comparison of the sizes from the headline, the subhead, and body copy. And then right here, right through here, I think that this is a good idea. I understand what you're doing, trying to maintain that left margin or that right margin, and I think it's a good idea. There's a couple of things I want to show you here. I think that one of the things I would do is I take this and move it over to the lower left-hand corner, and in which case we'll have to go to our our paragraph palette, which is somewhere around here. Where the heck did I put it? Let's go to Window. Type, and then let's find my character window. Let's find my paragraph. There's what I want right there. So what I want to do is I want to take that and I want to left align it. When I do left align it, I'm going to change the color of that to white. Sorry, you can probably hear my dog. Sorry about that. He's getting a little excited, as there is, of course, a squirrel right outside the window, teasing and taunting. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is move the logo down to the bottom here. Now, I'm going to leave this alone, but just so you know, quite typically you don't want to place things on a logo. I know that in your writing you stated that master silhouette part of the logo is because I think it's kind of cute to add things around the logo. I read that, but I just want you to understand that sometimes you can't do that because based on style guide recommendations, a lot of times you won't be allowed to place things in near proximity of the logo. But we're going to leave it alone for this. I'm going to select the masked image and the logo, and we're just going to move that right down here in the composition. Okay, we'll align that with the bottom of the address area, the contact information. So that's great. Next thing I want to do is address this type right here. I think it's really large. So if we go to our character palette panel, we can see that. Let's find that character panel. Okay, here it is right here. And we can see you're at 24 point type right there. I think that's a little large. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that down to about an 18. And that's looking good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is bring this down in the composition just a little bit. Make sure you're maintaining a good alignment here on the right column. Since everything is right aligned, let's move that down there. Let's get that in alignment. That's great. We're going to move this down a little bit right here. Okay, then finally the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take this headline, and we're just going to right align that too by moving that right over to the right side in alignment. Okay, now we have something that's really super easily digestible, and these would be my recommendations for moving forward. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'll just take a screenshot of this and I'll include it in the in my response here so that you can have something to refer to. Okay, if you have any questions, if you like these changes, feel free. Right now, I'm not crazy about the way that's sitting on the water, so yeah, that's perfect. Looking really good. Yep, looking fantastic. Okay, so something like that is what I would recommend. Now, if you have any questions at all, let me get that down to about a 17. Okay, yep, there we go. Good typographic hierarchy here. That might even be a little large. So let's reduce the size of that. Okay, looking fantastic. All right, so these would be my recommendations. I think that you have a fantastic start. The great thing is, other than the composition, you're showing wonderful proficiency and good techniques using these Photoshop and Illustrator in conjunction. Now, the background image is done very well. It's very obvious that you've enhanced the color, added some vibrancy. That's fantastic. Background image itself, these look great. I mean, you've got some wonderful contrast happening here, and that's fantastic. Good job showing proficiency in using Illustrator's type tools, and good placing, good masking. Everything is looking fantastic. I think you're off to a fantastic start. These little changes here in the composition are something I would recommend for page harmony. If you'd like to try those, please feel free. If you have any questions at all, if you run into any issues at all, please feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to assist. All right, good job. Thank you very much.